admin life.
Now the time for everybody is to log in is at 7:25, but we'll give everybody a few minutes and then we'll start.
In the meantime, if everybody can just start their video, we can have a nice photo.
Yes. So I request everybody to put on their video so that we can take some nice photographs. And I request everybody to hold the phone horizontal, please. Dr. Pale, please hold the phone horizontally.
Done.
Kavita, please hold your phone horizontal.
Horizontal. Sandeep, तेरा फोन जरा ट्रांसफर्स पकड़.
Dr. Uday Thanawala, please hold your phone horizontal.
Mine is already horizontal.
Just smile now. Just smile now.
Yeah, everybody please.
Uttara and Sudeshna.
1 minute, let everybody be steady, then take the photograph.
Yeah.
If I knew that, then I would have even got this through.
Dr. Vinita Kamath.
See the faces.
Dr. Vinita, please don't hold the phone so low. Hold it close to your, above your chest level.
Hi, sir.
Huh?
Sudeshna.
So I'll take one photo. I'll take one photo. Smile, please.
Photo now.
Such lovely faces.
Amit.
Yeah, Amit, take on page 2 also.
Yes, ma'am. I'm taking that one. Right.
Hello,
now.
sir.
Please
Good
smile.
evening.
Good evening. Good evening. How are you?
All well, sir. All well.
Sir.
Thank
Sir.
you.
I'm done.
Sir, today it means Shirish Sheth, sir. हाँ? तो मेरे को सर वर नहीं बोलेंगे सर.
Yeah, today means Shirish Sheth, sir. Of course.
लास्ट में आप सूट बूट में एकदम हैंडसम दिखते थे.
Just say Shirish. Fellow Rotarians can tell that. Colleagues can say Dr. Sheth, anything. Don't go into any formality.
Saloni, it's very nice to see you.
It's a Gynex and Rotary combination.
No, Gynec is out. What is Gynec?
Sir, so far, congratulations. You have broken the record of participant today.
Okay.
Yeah, you are the
Hi,
number
Saloni.
one. Number 1 now. Number 2 is Dr. Adi Dastur and number 3 is
Dr.
me.
Sudeshna, how are you?
Number 3 is who?
Maximum number of अभी तो और बढ़ेगा.
Saloni,
As of now, you have already
you're
broken the
muted.
record.
Amit and Saloni, you're muted.
Everybody can unmute themselves if they want.
Almost around 26 or 28 programs.
Nice to see you, Saloni.
Laboriously done, you know.
Can you
Around
see?
26, 28.
There are so many people talking. You probably will not be able to see me.
Sheikh Sahib Pai Lagu, Shashikant here.
Aji, Pailagu now, good wishes.
Thank you.
Fine, good.
Friends, we will continue our interactions for another 3 minutes. Exactly at 7:35, we'll start. So is that okay with you? Because
Yes,
people are still joining.
Yes. अरे अमित.
Yes, sir.
ये तू ऐसा फोटो कैसे?
Hi, Kavita.
क्या क्लिक करने का लैपटॉप में?
क्या
You're muted.
प्रिंट स्क्रीन एक बटन होता है सर ऊपर.
How are you?
प्रिंट स्क्रीन टॉप एंड साइड राइट PRINTSCRN. आप प्रिंट स्क्रीन दबा के यू कैन गो इनटू वर्ड कॉपी एंड पेस्ट इट.
तो मेरे में नहीं होता है, पता नहीं.
नहीं सर, प्रिंट स्क्रीन दबाने के बाद वर्ड कॉपी में जाके पेस्ट करो आप.
पता नहीं, अभी देखता हूँ, कोशिश मारूंगा. हाँ, क्योंकि मेरा अगर लैपटॉप इंडियन नहीं है, इसकी वजह से नहीं होता है ऐसा.
तो लोगों नहीं आई.
अभी तो प्रिंट स्क्रीन किया है, बाद में
driving.
I'm not driving. I'm in the car.
What I mean is you are going somewhere.
Yeah.
सर समझ में नहीं आ रहा है. कोई नहीं सर, अपने ग्रुप में डाल दिए मैंने सारे फोटोज.
Sister लोगों नहीं आई.
Sandeep, Dr. Sandeep,
Kavita, I can't hear you. You're muted.
अरे उदय थानावाला.
Sir, where is Sister Lobo?
Yes. I have sent her the link. I'm sure she must be there.
100% she must be seeing, but she must be at home.
Hello, guys.
Who is that?
This
Hello,
is
Shirish.
Dr.
Nina.
Ajay Dasani.
Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
Goodbye.
Good.
But
Hi, Leena and Ajay bhai.
Hello.
Hi. Looking
I don't know,
forward.
Leena, I don't know whether you recognize me, but we have met multiple times many, many years ago.
Oh, yes, of course. I think in the US when Shirish bhai had his function at Washington.
No, no, not in the US. We have met, I think, in one of his few camps in Pune. I think we have traveled together. I can't remember, but yes, we have met. Or maybe in his house we have met many times.
Lena is not a doctor. Lena, good to see you. Hi.
Yeah, hi, Uday. Different forum, yeah. This is nice.
Yeah, but great to have you with us. Great.
Yeah.
Uday?
Hi, Dr. Vandana.
Oh, hi, hello.
Dr. Vandana Valvekar is not allowed to speak because her video is off.
On.
Name ma'am is there. Her video is
No, I
on.
saw ma'am. Her video was on till some time back.
She is there. She is there. Her video is on.
आधा ही फेस दिख रहा है, आधा ही फेस दिख रहा है.
Uday Thanawala. I like this COVID look of yours, huh? It looks
It is the mod look. What to do?
Okay, shall we start?
Yes.
Ma'am, I'll mute everybody. Give me a
Yeah,
minute.
then first unmute me and then sir, okay?
Yes, yes, ma'am. I've muted everybody. Ma'am, you can unmute yourself once you try it from your end. Dr. Shirish Sheth, sir, try and unmute yourself. I'm sending you a request. Ask to unmute.
Sir, please unmute yourself. Okay, a very good evening, friends. Respected Madam Sillu, sir, and all our colleagues. A very, very cool welcome to all of you today. We are very privileged to have as speaker none other than Professor Dr. Shirish Sheth, sir. He is going to speak on two passions of his life, cricket and Rotary. I am sure that in this group, sir does not need any introduction. Either everybody knows him or everybody knows of him. If somebody does not know him, then I'm sure still belongs to the medical school. If you were to imagine sir's life as a game of cricket, then let me tell you, he is surely in for a very, very, very long innings and he is still not out. Every stroke in the game of life has been a sixer. Every game has been a winning game. In his professional career, he achieved the topmost position of being the FIGO president. And in Rotary, he became the district governor of District 314. We all know him as the Don Bradman of vaginal surgery, and as a teacher, he is Captain Cool. And he has been the master blaster in every field of life. I would like to say a few lines for you, sir, which I have just written 10 minutes before this program. So it is not the greatest poetry, but it has been made right now. So these lines are for you. Respected sir, you dissected the paracervical anatomy and taught us the hysterectomy. You said, do it vaginally because it is the way naturally. Some were smart and learnt the art. Some of us did it splendidly, and because of you, sir, we call ourselves vaginal surgeons proudly. So we thank you for all that you have done, and you are truly number one. On a personal front, he is a father figure to me, and to me, he has not been a sage on stage, but he has been a guide by my side. I am truly indebted to him on various fronts, and today I am grateful to him for accepting this talk. And sir, thank you very much, and we all look forward to listening to you. Over to you, sir.
thank you, Dr. Sangeeta Agarwal. Know her for many, many years as she was resident and then lecturer and then further in KEM Hospital and Shed GS Medical College. And then after, of course, she was out of country also. But knowing right from so many years really gives you inside out. And I am really thankful for your kind words. Uh, I'll always remember one of this thing, when somebody says so nicely, so much, at the end, softly says, which I know you are not, don't take it seriously. But those real kind words are amazing. And I sincerely hope that I can do the needful. The subject has been today won the cricket and to the Rotary. You will be very happy. It's not gynecology, it's not vaginal route, it's not hysterectomy. And the cricket in our country has remained a great sport. When they have taken comparison, when they have gone to soccer, they have gone to hockey. Hockey has been good, but cricket unsurpassable, because that is something that is being played commonly. Tennis is fascinating, but again, if you analyze tennis, when you play the game, the love is zero. Can you sort of, with a zero love, still it goes on well, but cricket used to be my great interest. Even when I was a real kid, 10 years old, I told my father that I want to be a cricketer. And I got one nice slap. And then he talked and discussed and made me understand, and that to be a doctor, because my father was very eminent pediatrician, president of Medical Council of India, etc., etc. And therefore, uh, obviously wanted me to be doctor, and I took it seriously. Cricket always is a great game, and in our country, it is the greatest. I've seen from the days when many of you listeners, some of you of my age and similar bracket would know, but youngsters would wonder that what is he talking about? Because right from the age of 8 or 10, I would take interest. I would go out of the way and begin to think that how do I play cricket? I used to see those matches, and that time the Bradman was almost outgoing. I was about 8 or 9 years old, and Donald Bradman, you all know, it's just now somebody made me Bradman for the hysterectomy, but the Bradman was unbelievable gift to the world. No cricketer has been born who is a batsman like Donald Bradman. And can you believe, such an art in the cricket there was. England and Australia were playing. You find in that particular match, and when you find that one batsman, that is opening batsman Arthur Morris, was batting at 199, and Bradman comes one down, third. He had just joined because Sydney Barnes got out. And Bradman joined, and guy is 199 and literally one run so that he scores double century. He started to run, and there was an anxiety and fear of getting run out. Arthur Morris had such, it's really worth knowing. Bradman had joined, 0 run on the board, came for the batting. Arthur Morris got out of the crease. Those who know cricket, Arthur Morris got out of the crease, made himself run out, and wanted Bradman then to play. Now, this is unbelievable. I'm a Rotarian. I do believe in service above self, but this service above self was phenomenal. And can you believe Bradman in that match, when he was this, he scored triple century. So you find that these are something very, very interesting. Once the Queen Elizabeth went, when England and Australia were playing, Queen Elizabeth went that I want to see the Bradman. She was in the audience, obviously sitting in VVVIP seat. And Bradman said that if she has come only for that, and she really wanted him to see scoring century. The luck was also with the Bradman because after all, game of cricket, someday you can just be in doldrums. But you find Bradman in that match, believe me, those who know, they know it. Very few may know, many would wonder what I'm talking. Bradman scored century before lunch. In case Queen may not have come, century between lunch and tea. And in case the Queen was to come or would have come after tea, a century between tea and closer, and scored triple century, 300 on that day. That was Donald Bradman. Now tell me, which cricketer on earth is like that of Donald Bradman? And, I mean, that greatness of the Hutton at 199, worth learning, got himself run out. I mean, not sorry, Hutton, but Arthur Modis got himself run out, but spared Donald Bradman. They were great cricketers. Bradman in county or first class cricketers scored 452 highest. And you would be interested with the Indian blood that we have. It was broken by Nimbalkar from Gujarat, who scored 500. But 500 did not remain because the Bradman's highest in the test was 325, and then the highest in the test was Len Hutton 364, and 364 remained for quite a many years. But then after, you find the batsman came into picture, the Garfield Sobers 375, and 375 overtakes 364, so out goes Hutton. But 375 was not the final answer. In came. This is all, mind you, I have nothing in this. This is all coming from my heart, if I may say. Anytime middle of night, you make me get up and I'll tell you the same thing without iota of doubt. But anyway, I'm not boasting, I say with a lot of humility, telling you my love for the cricket. 375 Redman, and then Brian Lara came into picture and scored 400 in the test match. After that, maybe if I am not remembering or knowing, you will forgive me, but Brian Lara scored 400, out goes Bradman, and before that, and after that, importantly, out goes Len Hutton, and those were really the people who used to play in a great way. I used to love cricket in such a way that I used to say I take an obstetric gynec, baby is literally coming out. So I'm like a wicket keeper. I'm just taking the baby which is wanting to come out and doesn't allow baby to fall into the bucket. That's all. A good wicket keeping, which even in cricket when I used to play, I was a wicket keeper. So you find that I literally said that this is the ball પેલો પડતો નથી પેલી baby પડતી નથી બહાર નીકળે છે તો હું પકડી લઉં છું. That's my obstetric. But coming back to, had really such interest, and therefore India's women's test 11, mind you, some of you know who are close to me, India's women's test 11, like we have our regular test 11 right from starting from Vijay Merchant down to Wadekar and then down to all these players. So like that, India's women's test 11, and it was decided by medical people to have doctors 11, mind you, not cricketers that way, doctors 11 versus India's women's test 11 in big style, test umpires played in Wankhede Stadium, etc. All points taken care of, and doctors 11. Well, I didn't mind because I used to play here and there and played some months in. So was happy that I'm in the team. And then they came and said, sir, no, it just cannot be that you are in the team. I said, okay, I'll be observer and wait. He said, no, we are not come to say that. Not only you are in the team, but you have to be captain. I said, I don't think I deserve to be captain. It is not very correct to make me captain. And please see that this one, that one. Then they took me in the corner, because sir, we want everything to be really on the merit, very clean and clear, and therefore we are making you not on your cricketing ability, but on this other point, which we do not want to have it in a wrong way from other player, and therefore requesting you to play. We played with them, believe me, Doctors 11 and Women's Test 11, we have beaten them hollow. You can't think that this is Test 11. You can't think these are great cricketers. And doctors, what? Yes, we all religiously took practice for 1 month. I used to go get up at 6, 7 o'clock in the Grand Medical College ground and practice for a month so that we can really do something worthwhile and play the cricket. But still you find that Women's Test 11, literally they lost and there was no problem. And I used to love the game. When I was teeny mini, that time Illustrated Weekly, yes, okay, usme se le le. I used to stand near the shop. वो छापा बेचवा वाला बैठा हुआ है ना બધો માલ કચરો ને બેઠા હોય અને they are selling the newspaper. I would stand there. I bribed nicely and I said give money. But moment the paper, old paper which has cricket photos, I would buy that and give them money. It used to be 1 anna, 2 annas that time, good old days. But I used to buy and had prepared such lovely album on the cricket right from the time before Donald Bradman. So that used to be when the foreign players would come here. Foreign players would come here and play, and when the match is at Brabant Stadium, it used to be many. I have attended at Brabant Stadium, and then I think early 70s or mid 70s, one Career Stadium. But and I religiously attend. I would take leave from Grand Medical College, even when I was undergraduate and postgraduate and resident, and attend the test match from A to Z, right from the time they would come and have the toss till the end of it, and would love it to do, and would attend that. And literally as a kid, mind you, not as a kid when the match is over or in the evening around they come out for a little while walk, I would take a little diary and take their signatures, which used to be counted something, and that used to be the hobby. But those were the great days. Remember that there was no TV to see the cricket match. That there used to be only the cricket commentary which would come. And commentary now, see, residency post, gynecologist, KM hospital, and all that thing, I would really keep the radio and on one ear put this thing and listen to kidney. You will be shocked. I was also, but I'm very frank to tell you that when I was getting married at NSCI, Sillu, that's the first wife and last wife, getting married at NSCI, and India Pakistan playing at Brabant Stadium, and I could not imagine me not seeing the match. Maharaj was speaking out over 4 times, they tell this, that, etc. And then I said, because in my 1 year, the cricket match was going on. Such was the pathological, such was the madness. And I used to listen the commentary at NSCI while sitting in the bridegroom's seat and Silu across. But in the ear, they thought music or something or some good verses must be going on, but it was the India-Pakistan. And you find this literally right from early days when Venu Mankad took 100 wickets and 1,000 runs. It used to be something to have this both. And that why I was very happy to first one to go in the evening and congratulate him. I was Bachu. I've seen Hazare scoring 1,000 without question, and Sachin, of course, I was quite elderly, but it remained. So you find, I must keep an eye on the watch here, clock here. So you find that such used to be, and I would go, I would sleep at 2 o'clock at night when the matches are going on and the commentary is coming. There was no TV. I would get up at 5 o'clock in the morning and put on the radio and listen to the cricket, what is going on, etc. And that used to be that much. Now I told you women's 11, that time the test team, I just said contains lovely cricketers, you know. It used to have a Pandit, Shobna Pandit or Pandit, Adalji, Dinah Adalji and Adalji, and it was at Wankhede Stadium, but I'm jumping to that. And instead of that, you find other players which I used to, that was a personal cricket playing, but I would see that the guys who have made first appearance, or the people like Mansur Ali Patodi, that time Sharmila was still not into picture then came, but Mansur Ali Patodi, and you find knowing the cricket of what Ranjit Singh, I was really bachu, but I had record and photos, Ranjit Singh from that Jamnagar, he was Maharaja, and Lilip who played great. And they had genes for cricket. You find that today also, if you analyze tennis, cricket, and other things, the genes play important role without being, without doubting or without questioning. And so that used to be. There was fantastic match in England. Some of you may not know. Jamesy Laker, L-A-K-E-R, and Locke were the spinners. And Laker took in the first inning all the 10 wickets. It was so fantastic that they wanted him to take all 10. And I think in the next inning or something, he took 9 wickets and maybe one went to Locke. Tony Locke was also a great spinner, but somehow it was the Lakers' day. And what a bowling he did. And Laker and Locke, and Laker taking 10 out of 10, which at that time Jasu Patel, our Indian cricketer, tried. And I think he got once 10 wickets, but it is something really out of the way you find to see and get it. So I strongly feel that all those who want to, because India cricket is a great game, and all those who want to really must be a good observer, must have an idol, must pick up, because God has given us something. Maybe you are a good batsman, maybe you are a great bowler, uncommonly, maybe you are a good all-rounder, and see that, know the do's and don'ts and develop that subject, develop as a cricketer. And without, important thing is to not to be scared. Important thing is to target it. Important thing is, like people, Sachin Tendulkar used to look at the Sunil Gavaskar score. Terrific Gavaskar score, and then Sachin Tendulkar. So you find that keep an idol. They must have kept a Bradman as an idol. We all in our practice or whatever, we keep our teacher as an idol. We keep certain things that no practice like that, and that is in the best interest of the patient. After all, they put immense faith in you, and you take a knife and therefore think that if this woman was my sister or my mother, what would I have done, etc. And if one goes on that track, that's the track which I learned from Dr. C.G. Saraya, you find that you will not do injustice. We all make mistake. It is nicely said, there is no man born out of a woman who has not made mistake. But the correct thing is to learn. I had said earlier also, learn from others' mistake. And therefore, I think we must keep a target. We must keep the records in mind. And then, with that in mind, indulge in the manner that you reach something very close to that. I know I've said plenty about cricket and I've said plenty right from the old stuff, but the game is very fascinating. Only thing is now the things have changed. You know, those 5 days and so many hours gone into 50-50, and 50-50 maybe zyada laga hoga, so gone into 2020. And I think it is difficult to go below 2020. So I guess not, but still the cricket does remain interesting. Today, for the working people, for the advantageous people, for certain this thing, 2020 takes however less time. Cricket 5 days matches I used to keep totally 5 days out, take permission from where I was working, etc., leave and attend the match. Depends. But then to 5 days glued to the, because that time there was earlier, there was no TV. Glued to the radio is something different. And today with living our work and our so many things and get glued from 10 to 5 to radio or commentary or TV becomes tough. And therefore people get absorbed and like certainly 50-50 or 20-20. So we have to think very timely. The retirement of it, retirement from it, must have a good teacher in mind all the time and share and guide the younger colleagues, younger generation. It may be my brother-in-law is a great tennis player, and such a great tennis player. He was India all number one, and he used to train the people at Wimbledon for the tennis, Silu's brother. But then it has to be within you from the beginning, or something that you must love and like. And cricket being something which is very common, otherwise tennis and badminton, certainly good games. There are so many other things which I don't think I would now tell you, but important thing is to just see that we really, like cricket, you require eagle's eyes. You really require eagle's eyes, because when you should not lose a catch. You should really put your bat in a right way. So the eagle's eyes, and for certain things you must have a lion's heart, and you would really do well. It is exactly 29 minutes. Thank you, Sangeeta. Can't hear you.
Sangeeta ma'am, you'll have to unmute. Done.
हो गया सुना.
You have lot more time. You have in another 20
No, this
minutes.
is another half an. This was cricket. We had said 2, no? Half an hour is over. Am I right?
Yes. So now Rotary.
Rotary, yeah, agreed. I'm not going away. I have to speak half an hour. You can't say no.
I thought you were running away.
No. Thank you.
You're still in the crease.
After telling Sangeeta, how can you? And Sangeeta, I told earlier, she was a lovely resident at KEM, very sincere. The good part of it that she's quite a good all-rounder. It's just not the gynec or particular thing, but she has a variety of interests. And I sincerely hope, it's not Sangeeta because you are invited, inshallah. See, we have our age. I easily say, we, some of the senior people, are standing in the queue, and it's up to Almighty whenever He invites. We have lived well, we have passed many years. India's longevity is different than America's, and you cannot go greedy on that. But Sangeeta, and therefore telling you in advance that be a good all-rounder, you are a good all-rounder, and therefore pick and choose and give. See, Rotary also says give. And Mother Teresa had beautifully said, I mean, don't make me talk Rotary talk, give till it hurts. Mother Teresa, give till it hurts. And that is important. And we people are fortunate. We live in a good society. We are comfortably placed. And if we don't give, then who else will give? By grace of God, God has given us so much that we share. We have to only little part of that rather than say anything else. And therefore, from all that I say, I have to jump now to the Rotary, and maybe whatever you say, I'll just take some, I do keep some points in case if I have to, and talk about the Rotary. Cricket is out, the Rotary comes into picture. And I tell you, I enjoyed Rotary. I became Rotarian at a very young age, but because the club was new, and therefore as a chartered member, and my father was a Rotarian in Bombay Club, and therefore some people knew him, and via that, at my young age, I was invited. I realized that that invitation is very important in Rotary, and Rotary has such lovely principles, etc. And believe me, some of these things, when I take to heart, I practice. There's no question. I mean, you look at the four-way test, and you look at the truth, and you look at the developing certain things. So you find that Rotary really, I feel strongly, those who can afford and those who can easily give in, Rotary makes one a better human being. There's no iota of doubt that it makes us really a better human being, and therefore I love Rotary, and Rotary gives an opportunity. It's very nicely said by Lord Mayo. Ability without an opportunity is of no avail. And India is full of opportunities. Poverty-driven country, people are in a big pathetic state, etc. And therefore, we have such opportunities. And therefore, if there is ability, if there is opening, if there is something, we should be able to implement. And that ability without opportunity is really of great avail. And I thought that me getting into the Rotary, Rotary gave me a great opportunity to serve. You may say, now see I'm at a different stage. I'm Rotarian for 52 years. Many of you are not born. And attending religiously, except few my international thing, I've kept up my attendance for decades, 100%, or would attend or make up, etc. When it was inevitable to even make up. But otherwise, but Rotary gives a great opportunity to serve in life. At once, so many gynecologists, they're all friends and colleagues. So many doctors are friends and we know each other. But Rotary gives you a wide section of different industries and vocation that you become friendly and you begin to know, which you would not have very easily otherwise. So I do feel that it's a great thing. It makes you a great, better human being. And if one wants to, you find that regularly attending is nice, taking lunch is nice, membership may be, it used to be difficult. Interestingly, no comment, I can give a talk on that. That was a time when to become a Rotarian was not easy. You have to be somebody worthwhile without iota of doubt. Then only you are invited to the Rotary. As I told you, because it was new club and because there was a linkage and people knew and therefore invited, and therefore immediately I also took it seriously and started contributing. Rotary gives a great opportunity, and I'll tell you, and I say this with humility. There came a stage in between in the Rotaries. The Rotary, the Midtown started long back in 67, 68 or so. But somewhere in the 70s, a stage came. And I had a very nice district also assignment. And I said, how to undertake it and prove it? And that was the family welfare and care. And I undertook it in the manner that between 1974 or 5 to 83, these 10 fingers, which are also by grace of God, easy and no question of gadbar, did 15,000, these fingers did 15,000 laparoscopic sterilization in district, then 314, right up to Nasik and Amravati. Amravati, we had one camp for 5 days, 698 cases. I cannot forget. So you find it gave, I did 15,000 and 25 were done by my colleagues and team members. I used to take a team and go. But point is, and mind you, yes, you might say, but you must have got money for each operation. You know, our people are very clever. They are always in between lines, etc. And they would say, yes, they give some 75 or 100 rupees per operation. And believe me and my entire team took not a single naya paisa. All that money went into the district welfare fund. I can see Kishore was a district treasurer before he became governor, and he will tell you that I had put it in the district welfare fund. Not a single, took out Saturday, Sunday, no delivery. That time I used to earlier, nothing to attend. Saturday, Sunday, out for a camp, Monday early morning back, Sunday night back. And that opportunity to do good to the people and not take a money and project Rotary in our so many, there used to be a place called Dharangao. You may know, may not know, near Jalgaon, Bhusawal, Dharangao, Chalisgaon, etc. And each one I have loved and gone. And that is because of the Rotary one gets opportunity. But I told you the membership used to be very difficult. Then the women also became Rotary. It is nicely said that in women, we don't look at the history of women, but we look at the geography. Now, I have no idea about history and geography. I'm straightforward gynecologist, but that's what they say. But then the Rotary certainly gives without any doubt. And we had such lovely past presidents of the Rotary International. I will say a few words, and I say with a lot of humility, the district conference that I had when I was serving as a governor. My friends would remember Kishore Jobalia was district secretary and put in immense amount of work. But that conference, even if anybody wants, I would say, even if I want, you cannot have it again. Why? The credit goes to District 314 and the fellow Rotarians, but the chief guest, two chief guests important, the president of the country, country, they'll sing. One. Two, the president of the World Rotary incoming year, next year. This was in the January 2021, 1984. And the fellow who was to take over the presidentship in 84, 85, Carlos Canseco. On my right, Carlos Canseco. On my left, the president of the country. And that was the district conference. And Janagana Mana who gave a lovely Nitin Mukesh with a lovely larynx. That was Janagana Mana. But then we had invited Lata Mangeshkar and he said, Dr. Sheth, I will not sing a song at the Rotary District Conference. I said, ma'am, you're such prestigious lady. Your songs we can hear easily with the records and etc., etc. You are called here differently. Says, tell me what. I said, you is such a voice and such a larynx in the country, entire nose, and we want you to recite 2 verses from the Gita. And she smiled, she was happy, and she gave 2 verses or 3 verses from the Gita at the district conference of my year. And then very soon after little hospitality, she left. But that was the district conference where Lata Mangeshkar gives verses. President of India inaugurates. President of the world, incoming president, is the current president's representative. And we had Nani Palkhiwala and Sam Maneksha. Kishore, you can correct me. But these were the people at the conference at Oberoi. And I think even if I want to hold similar again, it is impossible. But God was kind, and therefore, and Carlos Canseco, who was at the conference, he, believe me, I say with a lot of humility, Silu will tell you, he literally fell in love with me. He literally fell in love with me, and he wanted me to go in the Rotary to the highest possible level. He told me personally, Shirish, I will see that you become director and you go further. Believe me, I say with a lot of humility, I have to get nothing. But I had two trains going on the side. One was this Rotary and another was Gynec. And I thought I might go more on my Gynec rather than Rotary. I went on to the Gynec side, not only India's president, but became the world president. And God is kind, Rotary is kind, learning from Rotary is kind, which gave me, but made me from 2000 to 2003, took over at Washington and handed over at Santiago, Chile in 2003. But that was lots and lots of learning coming from the Rotary governorship, etc. And Carlos Canseco was of immense help. There is no question. We have got to look at this because the Rotary also, in a great way, you find, if you look at in 1930s and 27, and somebody talking about this, not exactly 4-way, but something like this test. And then 54, 55, something the Herbert Taylor, a great Rotarian, a past RI president, and he literally in early years threw the papers into the basket. And later on he said, no, we must come up with the test, and came up with what is a 4-way test. And if you look at the 4-way test, it surely makes you human being. I understand we are not in America. I understand we are not in Switzerland. I understand that we are in a country where certain things are difficult to follow. The surroundings are so disturbed one. Surroundings are so sometimes not likable. And in that, you can't become Raja Harishchandra. You know what I mean? You can, I mean, to tell the truth and to not to tell lie. And I don't say tell lie, just keep my mouth shut, at least don't say anything. But draw a line somewhere. But you find in that sort of surrounding, and you find you learn from these people, the Herbert Taylor, who threw and then picked up and gave us what? He gave us a four-way test, of which we are proud of. And if one can follow as much, close to it, bulk of it, good enough, one is a great Rotarian. There is no question, because otherwise the attendance might used to be regular. It was very clear that Wednesday afternoon I would conduct no delivery. I'm not practicing obstetrics since 85. I am still actively working, practicing, operating, but that's only gynecology and not maternity, which was, and so in those years when it came to attendance, etc., I used to be very regular. But one must understand, there are people who come upstairs, sign the roster. I don't say Midtown, but any given club. And then most of 60%, more than 60% time is downstairs in the bar. Downstairs in the bar, gulping nice beer or having a good fellowship and so on. But you must look at Japan. What attendance, fantabulous attendance that Japan has. And here one looks at what percentage would you lose membership? No, Baba, remain in my diary. Wednesday afternoon clearly written. Wednesday is my Rotary Club meets at Taj, and nothing else to be taken. 99%. Once in a way, you are handicapped. So we really learn a lot, and you get lovely friends. You get lovely people. Great playback singer, Rotarian Mukesh. If he was talking in my place, he would have told you how he loved the Rotary. He said, Shirish bhai, I love the Rotary, and clear cut told to the filmy world that you cannot have my playback singing on Wednesday afternoon between 12 and 3. Now, this used to be, he was very close to me. I had operated in his wife. I say with humility, because that's the way we got very close, and he was very simple human being. I told that I would prefer her to prefer to operate at Bridge Candy. He said, no, no Bridge Candy. I said, Are? See, Bridge Candy gives you, because if there is anything, she was obese, anything complicated, you got everything, you have intensive care, you can call somebody, blah, blah. He says, no, Shirish bhai, Navjivan is our home and you will operate at Navjivan. I said, my God. And of course, I listened to him because he meant so much to us, etc. But these were the people, these were the such members, and the club has to be selective. The club, in those days the membership was difficult, and there you are, one used to really pick and choose the members. Each one you can say that he was somebody. Now the things have become different, no comment, etc. But the point is that one needs to learn from Japan and some of the countries what they are practicing. Travel, etc., travel for the meeting arranged. Mukesh, I told you clearly, there used to be a Rotarian who have my club, past president, I'm not telling, or maybe Satyabhushan and maybe Ravi and other. They were in the hospital for something, hospitalized for some illness. Believe me, they came for few minutes on our Wednesday afternoon to Taj, signed, said few minutes, told the president, and they left. I said, what devotion, I mean, and what risk they are taking, but that's what they used to be. And I really loved that, because I learned Rotary, but my father was so much elsewhere occupied that he used to attend Bombay Club religiously on Tuesday, but not participate into any of the factor of the Rotary sort of team or directors or something. But at least knew the Rotary so well. And one really district conference, GSC team, etc. GSC team, I had a chance to go as a team leader, 5 members, 25 to 35, really picked and chosen. Each one was somebody, each one is somebody today. This was way back. This was in 1979 Naval Ardesh's time, and so 1980 April roughly. So that was, and you go at this team's member, 5 people non-Rotarian, really chosen very well, and you go as the leader of this team and you learn a lot. You may think that you have been taught so much and you occupy such a position and therefore you're a leader. Yes, you act as a leader, you don't give in. But believe me, inadvertently and advertently, you learn a lot in that, and that is what used to be without any question. So I would say that it is, and then the Rotary came even to the extent that ladies have become Rotarian, which is something worthwhile. There is no question. I mean, because they can contribute a lot. They may marry an army man, they may look, but it is also said that they are really great and they can do so many things sometimes which men may not be able to do. And therefore, Rotary taking women is also something great without any questions. It is nicely said, the Rotary, Rotary gives you, I told you, an opportunity and ability is utilized. You can, as I told you that I did those measures sterilization. And it is nicely said that hands that help, are holier than the prayers that the lips make. The mouth and the lips make the prayer, that's all. But the hands that help are holier than the lips that pray. Of course, there are side benefits of the lips. I will not tell you. You know what I mean? Good. So you find the Rotary giving such things in life and such opening that it gives something discipline, gives to be an office bearer, gives to be president, and therefore a big opportunity to serve. Those who are interested, I became district governor. I say this with humility because I want you to note that was in 83, 84. And can you believe it? Rotary year begins from 1st July. 83 July 1st to 30th June 84. I entirely informed in April, May 83 to many practitioners, general practitioners who used to send patients and colleagues that take me as out of country from 1st July 83 to May or June 84. I did not see a single patient. I remained totally committed to the Rotary all those 12 months, and somewhere in my outgoing part of the year, I began to attend my consulting room. There was an anxiety that patients will forget me, nobody will come back. And believe me, in 2 months' time, all the patients, and as per routine, started coming back, and I was religiously operating. So that was a year which I totally gave to the Rotary without slightest thinking. District governor, when you become, you get an opportunity to pay that time. Now it has become really up to Thana or something, or I may be wrong. But we had up to Amravati, and we had Nanded, Latur, Barsi, and Udgir. Kishore might remember those places. And up to from Bombay to Amravati, all the stations that you have are Rotary Club, and as a governor you visit and you really learn and you really try to give so much to them so that via Rotary they can do good to the people. So I think that sort of happening of the district governor really you find gives a huge opportunity, because many people do not know even R. Many people रोटी क्या वो लोग मजा करता है, अरे खाना खाता है, अरे कुछ अच्छा प्रोग्राम करता है, अरे कुछ नहीं सही जाता है. No, the Rotary is an opening, an opportunity to serve and do something that is good, and foray taste is not easy to practice. And therefore, as much close to it, some people make it a three-way test. You know what I mean? And the fourth way is such that three ways almost go out. But you find that the club membership and the Rotary which came to really top, and you go for the governorship people. Like people from governorship have become director. And from director in the country, we had long Magnetish Leri somewhere in late 50s or something. And then we had another Raja Sabu somewhere in 91, 92. I may be wrong by a year or two. And later on, almost in 2000 early years, Kalyan Banerjee. Now, these people have ruled the world. It is not the ruling the world. What they carry at the end of after some years, they will forget. Raja ne Sabu ka Sabu banayega, ne Raja ka kuch bhi bulayega, and all that, or Kalyan. But they will remember there was a great guy from India. And therefore you carry your country. Even with our club, we carry our club. That guy from Rotary, good enough, which then they will find out if something was really worthwhile and worth mimicking and worth taking and practicing and putting into for the people. Certainly it gives you a great this thing. So without iota of doubt, whatever principles have been laid, it's not one has to, one can nicely implement, one can nicely work. One may not get at all become even secretary and forget the presidentship, but it gives you something. You have two excellent thoughts. You have got something too on the mind. You have got a link somewhere. You tell the president, and he may be very happy to implement, or he is wanting some excellent thoughts which can be implemented for the better being of the patient. So there is no iota of doubt that I would constantly really think that we must remain more and more interested in that. We must remain, keep this to very close to our heart. And as again I say, the hands that help are holier than whatever bakwas, forget it, or we say with the lips. I'm really very thankful, Sangeeta, that one I'm thankful that you haven't kept the hysterectomy as a subject, and you have kept subject other than hysterectomy, that is for a gynecologist, and you have kept something via which I can share with Rotarian, something via which I can talk about my love for the cricket. Somebody may have for tennis, somebody may have for badminton. It is just a question of what one likes, and this opportunity comes your way. I'm thankful to all the listeners. One advantage today to the friends is that comparatively things are quiet, comparatively we have free time, comparatively we can spend time, and it is not occupied by something else. Thank you and good night.
Thank you, sir. It was a wonderful presentation. And, one thing is so obvious. I'm sure everybody noticed your passion for cricket and for Rotary was just pouring out from the bottom of your heart. And we have been doing these out of the box meetings for this purpose, that this corona has given an opportunity to all of us to know the other side of the gynecologist. We are a lot, each one of us is a lot more than just being a medical professional. And during these last 6 months, we have started since June, and we have had so many people present, talk about their passionate subjects. And I'm sure that today everybody has been delighted to hear about you. Most of us knew that you are very passionate about cricket and Rotary, but coming from you in this platform, it is fantastic. And I'll now request everybody to
Before that,
comment.
Sangeeta, I just interfere.
Yeah.
I'm really glad that you are a Rotarian, you are a doctor, you are a gynecologist, you are not looking at the heavy practice, and you are an all-rounder, and you can really. So believe me, you have to work out within your physical limit and the family requirements or do's and don'ts, and you can do plentiful because you have decades to go. God bless you.
Thank you so much, sir. And I'm sure I will not disappoint you as a Rotarian, and you are not going anywhere. Book your date for 2026. You will come and pin me as president of my club. It is already set. So you're going to come and pin me for my presidential year in 2026. Nobody from my club is here just now, but they know it. So anyway, now I will ask everybody to, raise your thumb and make your comments or ask questions or whatever you would like. because there are multiple screens. I can only see one screen at a time. I will try to look at you. If you put on your video, you will come on screen one. Dr. Aspi, as usual, his finger has gone up even before you can take a second breath. And after that, Dr. Vandana Valvekar. So Dr. Aspi, please unmute yourself. Then Dr. Vandana Valvekar and then Mr. Jobalia sir. Sir ji, आप अपने आप को unmute करना after Dr. Vandana Valvekar.
It's
So,
only one finger. It's not a gynec. Only one finger has gone up.
Very good evening, sir.
Good evening.
I will not tell you anything about what you said. It's an out of this world, fantastic, absolutely fantastic. So nothing more, no more comments and all. Number one, your father rightly told you not to take a cricket as a profession in those days because the cricketer was paid an absolutely peanut or nothing in those days. So I think you would have been absolutely hand to mouth in your old age or at seniority as of now. And as a gynecologist, at least you are very happy to make some money, you know. But as a cricketer, I don't think you would have made any money there. So I think your father was right in that particular time, but though it was your passion and people would not see about the money part of it in that particular time of it. Can I narrate a small incident of mine during a cricket?
Sure.
My youngest uncle was selected to come to Bombay from the village to take part in the practice match for a selection of the test players. Incidentally, my grandmother who was in village, he refused to send my uncle to Bombay because they used to think if a boy goes to Bombay, they will get spoiled. So he was not sent from my village, which is Nargol, which was supposed to have the best team in the whole Thane district, because that used to be no Gujarat and no Maharashtra. It was a Thane district, and he was not sent. And instead of my uncle's place, Nari contractor was selected at that particular point of time.
Wow. Okay.
And I distinctly remember as a small child in my house, my uncle used to bring all these cricketer when they used to come to Nargol to play, like Polly Umbrigar, Farok Engineer, Contractor, Nari Contractor, Rusi Surti and Tamane. I have seen them when I was about 8 or 9 years old, and I used to bring for them cheese and some munches for what you know it, you know. In those days, there are very interesting things, you know. Anyway, I have got many more things to say, but let us give some chance to some other people also.
Dr. Valvekar.
Yeah, Dr. Sheth, it was a beautiful talk, very passionate. I have not seen you so passionate ever like this. And I wanted to tell you, Captain Shirish Sheth, you have scored over 500 today. Thank you very much.
Lovely, sweet of you. So sweet.
Jobalia sir,
You talked about geography of a woman, but please remember you also know the anatomy. Thank you very much.
Very well.
Okay, after this, Dr. Mandakini Meg wants to make a comment. Jobalia sir, please unmute yourself and put on your video. Till then, Madam Mandakini Meg, please go on.
Good evening, everyone. Ankita, heartiest congratulations for this series. Out of this, the routine surgery and work, we are really enjoying it. Sometimes I can't join because parallelly we are going, ICOG sessions are going. So thank you very much for this lovely evenings. Dr. Shirish said, sir, extremely, wonderful talk, fascinating, I must call it. And it was like a storytelling to the children. And we were so absorbed that we didn't know about the time. So thank you, sir. I have a small question to ask because a lot of cricketer have the, the facility or in the privilege to become the club members. So was there any facility or privilege extended to you to become the member of the privileged club like Cricket Club of India or other club, or you were already a member?
It's a good point.
Yes,
See,
sir.
I was wanting to be member, and I told my father that make me member of CCI club. He says, why? I said, because I want to be cricketer.
Yeah.
talked about and all. He being an eminent pediatrician, as you know, was Padma Bhushan and President of Medical Council of India and blah, blah, blah. He says, cricketer? No, become a good doctor. Why you want to be a cricketer? And that is where he's, and therefore earlier he was pediatrician and I did not want to dance in the shadow. If I take pediatric, they'll say, "Ha, bapa and patient mokli છે." So therefore I took not pediatrics, which was quite this thing. I'd done even a house post with Udani, but I took obstetric gynec. So here, if I deliver a patient, I can send a baby to my father as a patient and not he giving me a patient.
Okay, sir.
Dr. Sujata Dalvi would like to make a comment. And after that, Dr. Rajendra Nagarkatti.
Kishore Jobalia, sir, you can now
Yeah.
speak.
Yeah. Can I speak now?
Yeah, okay. After you, Dr. Dalvi, please. Yeah, Mr. Jobalia, please go ahead.
Okay. Since majority of the audience today is from Shirish Bhai's profession, there are a few Rotarians also, but I would like to tell you, he told you so many things about Rotary and the advantages of becoming a Rotarian, that it gives you opportunity to serve and things like that. One of the biggest advantage is that you make friends from the cross section of the society. He said that. Otherwise, generally, I'm a chartered accountant, I'm a law graduate, and I'm a member of the Bombay Chartered Accountant Society. I would have remained friends with them only. But I met Dr. Shirish Sheth, I met Dr. Badar Maskati, I met Dr. Ajay Kothari, and they all became my great friends because of Rotary. So this is one of the biggest advantage. And let me tell you, I have some of my best friends in life are from Rotary. And that we became so much intimate to each other because when he was governor, I was the district secretary. We have worked so much together, we have spent so much time together that made us go out of India and in the country. We have taken number of trips together. So this is one of the biggest advantage. And while he was talking about cricket, it just reminded me that Farooq Engineer was my classmate in the Podar College. And I used to know personally Polly Umrigar also so well. So these are some of the things. As doctor said, and I don't want to say what would have happened if he would have become RI director and ultimately RI president. He deserved to be there, but he made his own choice. And I think that was also a right choice. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Dr. Dalvi?
Yeah, thanks, Sangeeta, for giving me an opportunity. It was a proud privilege to listen to Dr. Shirish Sheth. He was my teacher and guide at KM Hospital. But mind you, I've also been Rotarian last 25 years, but the things are a little different as what it used to be, though I've also become a president of my Rotary Club as such. One thing I wanted to say was, Sir said in 1983 and 84, at that time he was a district governor. And I just happened to join obstetrics and gynec, and I was given Dr. Shirish Sheth as a teacher. And I never saw him for 1.5 years because he was on a sabbatical. And they told me he's not going to come for 2 years. And at that time, I didn't know what DG was and what Rotary was, and nothing I knew, absolutely nothing. I was totally aghast. Now, what do I do without the teacher? Then somebody said, you just wait, there's nothing. And at that time, it was nothing like that. You had to do housemanship under your teacher. You could do it anyway. So then I was not even given a topic for the thesis for almost about a year because sir was not there. And then slowly and gradually, I said, let me find out what Rotary is all about and what is this that sir is on leave for almost about 2 years. And then slowly and gradually, I find out what Rotary was. And then later on in 1995, I happened to join Rotary. So this is how I discovered what Rotary was as such. But it was nice working with him. I got an opportunity to work with him after I passed my MD, and I really enjoyed working with him. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Madam Sujata Dalvi. I hope it was quite nostalgic because I was the resident, you were the lecturer, and Sir was the unit head.
I know. So we all remembered all that, you know.
And now somebody wanted to, Dr. Rajendra Nagarkati, please unmute yourself.
Thank you, Dr. Sangeeta. First of all, congratulations for this wonderful out-of-the-box idea that you have. The meetings are fantastic. I just wanted to say the same thing, that even I was a student with Sir. He was my PG teacher and guide. And I just wanted to say that, first of all, the talk was marvelous, absolutely mesmerizing. As Madam Valvekar said, Dr. Valvekar said, he was so passionate about it. But it's only that I say that a little bit of selfishness, that I'm happy that Sir took up Gynac and pursued Gynac, because we got to have one of the FIGO presidents, and it's my privilege that my teacher was the president of FIGO. So, I mean, probably if Sir would have gone more into Rotary, this would have. Yes. So, as gynecologist, I feel that on a selfish note, that it's good that Sir pursued this particular aspect. And also, secondly, again, as Sir said, that his father was a very eminent pediatrician, and he didn't take up pediatrics because he didn't want to be in a little bit of shadow. He wanted to excel by himself, and that is again such a noble thought. And he has shown that yes, you can do it. It's not that you need the guidance, or you need the helping hand of your parents always. Although Rotary is definitely a very noble and social thing, but Sir continued his sort of, you can say, his passion and this in teaching line, and that is what is something which we had the benefit of. So thank you, Sir, for this. I just wanted to say that. Thank you, Sir. Thank you. Thank you.
Anybody else who would like to make a comment?
Sangeeta, can I say something?
Yes, sure. Who is this?
Bipin Pandit.
Okay. You have to raise your thumb, no?
Yeah.
I recognize the melodious voice, but it took a few seconds.
Thank you. Good evening, sir. Excellent lecture. We always look forward for that. And in fact, my story is different. I wanted to take pediatrics, but my father was a GP, and he said Gynec is the most fertile branch. So you take it. And India is a very fertile country. So I took Gynec. When we were medical students, we used to always wait for one event in KM hospital. That was a debate. And you were the fantastic speaker, one of the great speaker in the debate with Dr. Muscati, Dr. D.N. Pai, and so many of them. I remember we all students used to enjoy that. And then when I was I had that honor of, that opportunity of becoming registrar with Dr. V.N. Purandare. I worked with you. You were assistant honorary, and I really enjoyed assisting you and saw your surgery and learned a lot. And it's a great thing listening to you always. And I remember you also came when I was a president. You gave a fantastic lecture in MOGS. Thank you very much, sir, for all your blessings. And we really enjoy your lectures.
Thank you. All the best.
Dr. Aspi, please go ahead.
I think what I see from here that the participants were more than 84, if I'm not mistaken. Amit, so this is
87
a record break.
87.
And I don't think that this is na bhuto na bhavishyati. I don't think anybody would break your record. I'm absolutely sure about it. Sir, tell me one thing, when the Don Bradman came on the crease, why that fellow had to come out of the crease and got run out? Why?
Tell you, Bradman comes number 3 as a batsman. Yes. And now, if that fellow doesn't come out, Bradman would have been run out. Bradman would have been out. He had just arrived, because one who is on the way and one who is within the crease not out, one who is outside the crease out. And therefore, at such a, I would say such a lovely Rotary principle, you can say service above self, you can say plenty. And therefore, immediately, just Arthur Morris stepped out of the crease. So he was run out, and Bradman had just joined. And those days, Bradman came means unbelievable. I told also in repeating, Queen wanted to see him scoring century and one before lunch, one before tea, and one before closer, or whatever. He would be fantabulous batsman. So even if he was zero and just joined, he would give something, whereas 199 wala might get out at 210, 220 quota over. And therefore he stepped out as a great venture and kept the Breadman in. And believe me, that time Breadman went and scored unbelievable good amount of runs.
Dr. Sandhya and then Dr. Sashikant Kamath.
Okay, thank you so much, sir. It was a very, very splendid talk. I would just like to say two things. One is something like Sujata Dagvi madam has just told us about her joining Rotary in 94 or 95. I also joined Rotary in 94 when I had just started practice in Mulund. So I was associated with the club of Mulund South. And I was just learning the ropes, and very soon they told me, why don't you give a talk? So I was wondering, what should I talk on? And I was training with Dr. Rakesh Sinha at that point of time, who happened to be my distant cousin. So Rakesh told me, Sandhya, why don't you speak on laparoscopic surgery? It's coming in vogue and they would love to hear it from you. And I actually gave a talk on that, on hysteroscopy and laparoscopy, right there in 94. And I remember sir would come and he would show us the hysteroscope. He was so fascinated. He would teach us that, you should learn how to clean it. So that is one thing I learned from sir. He said you should know how to dismantle it, how to assemble it, and you should learn how to clean it. So till today, I remember those golden words. Thank you so much, sir.
God bless you.
Dr. Kamath.
Hello, sir. My mind goes back to 79 or so. My first house post in OBGYN, and I was in the unit where Dr. V.N. Purandare was the chief. You are the second in command. And in addition to learning wonderful surgeries from both of you great surgeons, we too shared a great passion for cricket. And V.N. Purandare knew that if there was a cricket match, two people would be absent on those 5 days. One was Shirish Sheth, the other was Shashikant Kamath. And we would both meet either at Brabant Stadium on all the 5 days or at Wankhede Stadium. So very fond memories of those days of 78, 79. And the passion continues even today. Till about a year ago, 2 years ago, I still was playing. And after a fracture of my little finger, I gave up cricket now because the body is not taking it. But I still played a 40-over match at Bombay Gymkhana 2 years ago. So great love for cricket, both of us. And thank you so much for all your blessings.
Anybody else? Dr. Sudeshna.
Ma'am, you can unmute yourself now. Huh?
Yes, sir. Thank you once again. I have the opportunity of meeting sir as sirs were 30 years later than I should have. Means we used to joke that why I always say that why didn't I meet you before and why couldn't I be with you for a long time as other people do and others like your students did from the very first year. So then sir used to tell me that you had to be born 30 years before that to do that. So we had, I was with sir for almost 7 years regularly. I'm with, sir is with me and I'm with sir still now, but for 7 years, it was a regular visit with him. And I used to call it my temple time. The morning log mandir darshan karne jate hain, main apna mandir jati thi. That is to sir. 8 to 11 or 8 to 12 would be my time with sir. And then I would start my day. So that was my mandir darshan. All of this Rotary and passion for Rotary and passion for cricket. I couldn't understand how he could be so passionate about cricket that, even during a very complicated surgery, if there was a out or something like that, he would just freeze during the surgery. And I would say, I would try to do one step and then Sister Elsie would tell me, No, don't do anything now. Sir is listening to cricket. So I would have found that very, very funny and fascinating. And his, of course, his passion about Rotary and all. So I'm honored, sir, to come somewhere in contact with you. I'm really, really honored, sir. Thank you so much for letting me in your life for some time.
I think Dr. Abhay Dalvi wants to say something. Uday, are you raising your thumb to say something?
Can I?
Yeah, please do.
Yeah. Sir, good evening.
Good evening. Good evening.
Sir, some memories I would like to share with you. 1979, I was the cricket secretary. Shashikant was the captain of the team. We used to have staff versus students match at Purandare Stadium, and I had come to you for contribution. In 79, you had given me rupees 100 as contribution when other staff members gave me rupees 10. Let me be very clear about it. Then I used to appreciate, because I was from middle class, I didn't have car, but you used to zoom in with your Nissan Sunny, which was green colored, and park your car, and then we used to follow you as students looking at the vaginal hysterectomy that you did. Let me go on record here that my first choice was always gynecology, but I met Sujata somewhere down the line in undergraduate days. So we decided that she takes up gynecology and I take up general surgery. She was lucky to have you as the teacher who signed the thesis, and she does vaginal hysterectomies as well. So thank you, sir, for being with me through my student days and also attending my wedding in the evening. I have a photograph which I could share with you even today. Thank you so much and
God
giving
bless
me an
you.
opportunity in a gynecological forum for a surgeon to talk. Thank you so much, sir.
God
Namaste.
bless you. All the best.
Thank you, sir.
I think it has been very nostalgic to hear everybody's very nice fond memories with you, sir. And even I have such wonderful memories to share, but that could be another few hours long. So I think I will leave it just now. But is there anybody else who would like to say anything? Sarita, please go ahead.
So your deep understanding of cricket and your deep commitment to Rotary is amazing, fascinates me. And so how do you get time to be such a multifaceted personality and excel in every field, wherever you do, whatever you do? It's really, really very, very fantastic.
Sarita has had her say, but I can tell you, knowing her closely, she is also one who is another master blaster, and she also excels in every field, and she's a total all-rounder.
Lovely.
No way.
Lovely. Good.
So I think there are no more comments. Am I right? Anybody else? I think this is, sometime in the month of May, I started making a list of things on my computer document, which I've titled as Thank You Corona. Okay. Because I cannot imagine all of us sitting together like this for almost 2 hours now and listening to sir and all the other programs that we have had. It has been very fun and we really owe this to Corona. If Corona nahi hota, to hum sab aaj aise nahi hote. So I'm quite happy. This has been a very unique session. And sir, thank you very much from the bottom of my heart on behalf of everybody that you agreed to speak on this platform, which is nothing. You deserve an international audience, but this small group you agreed to talk. It is really, we are very grateful because this is no official group. There is no organization, nothing. We are just a group on WhatsApp. So thank you to WhatsApp. Thank you to Corona that we got this wonderful opportunity to listen all about Rotary and cricket from you.
Thank you, Sangeeta. Well done.
Thank you, Sangeeta.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you, sir.
Lovely.
Please let me tell you that
Lovely to be together with the youngsters and colleagues.
next Wednesday, please everybody log in again. Next Wednesday, we have a fantastic program by Dr. Sashikant Kamath. It is our Christmas celebration. Okay, so it is on the 23rd. And on the 30th, we have a huge surprise program. So do log in on 30th also. Both the next programs are going to be at 7:30 p.m. So I hope to see all of you. Hey, Saloni, are you still there? Why don't you say a few words? Saloni. For all those who are still here and who don't know, Saloni is Sir's daughter, and she is very happily married to Amish and is settled in Vietnam. So Amish has...
She's a very talented designer.
Yes.
Please say that.
Thank you.
Who I'm missing.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, everyone. It was a really lovely talk. Dad, thanks, Dad.
No.
I always see both of you, you and Mom, cheering cricket always in the hall. And you can hear Wankhede and also y'all cheering together. It's always so much fun. And a lot of values from Rotary also. So thank you, both of you. And Dad also, for talking a lot about Rotary and grooming me with that. Yeah. You want to share something?
Yeah, and I'd like to say something too. I used to, also as a kid, I used to also love to watch a lot of cricket. Unfortunately, after that, I also pursued another sport, which is golf. But every time I see anything to do with cricket now, it only reminds me of Dad and that how he would be glued onto the TV and actually be really cheering. I do remember this was, I think, about a year and a half ago. We were watching. Was it one of the very important finals? And I mean, the way he was, excited at his age that actually India won that game was really great to see. So, anyways, thanks, Dad. Thanks for everything.
Lovely to see. Nice young couple. God bless you, both of you,
Thank
and
you.
so happy and proud.
Let me say a word.
When your view about the cricket.
Arnav was 1 year old. He knew what six was, and he would raise his six like this. It's sixer.
Yeah, that's our son actually. So.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Anyway, thank you very much, Sangeeta. It was really very interesting talk and everything, meeting everyone around.
Madam, did you fall into love with cricket because you had no choice sitting and sit with sir?
Almost. Of course, I was interested in sports, but because of him, I was taking more interest in cricket than tennis and badminton, which were also, my brothers were champions in tennis, badminton, and table tennis. But I took more interest in cricket because of Shirish, So that was that.
So maybe I can share that I also am very interested in cricket, but sometimes I'm more interested in the cricketer than the cricket.
No, but I must say, since she came, that it's the better half is very, very important. I'm just sorry to say in front of her, because that really permits you, that makes you, that gives you an opportunity to do so many things, and the family is well taken care of, and you can continue to do what you are concentrating on without looking into the matter of the family. So that way, I do not know my checkbook, this, that, etc. Really, if I tell you, you will feel very funny, but she takes care of A to Z. And in our Jamana, usually there used to be always that one wife continues. Now the times are changing sometimes, but it is otherwise it is always like city hall.
Assicon2020.com.
Sujata.
So I think we are towards the... Ajay, Dasani and Leena, madam want to make a comment. Please go ahead.
Yeah, Ajay would like to share a memory
lovely
of the
sister.
World Cup 1983, I think.
I guess most of you do not know me, but I'm
Leena
Shirish Bhai's
is
brother-in-law.
the and Ajay is her husband.
My brother-in-law, yeah.
I just wanted to, we have seen at close quarters Bhai's passion for not only for cricket and Rotary, but gynecology as well. And we've seen his dedication. But there's one incident from cricket which I've never forgotten. When it was in 1983 when we won the World Cup, and we were not yet married, Leena and I, and we were just engaged. And I happened to come to see the World Cup at their house during the final, the India-West Indies final, which we eventually won. And I had just barely got to know him, and I'd always seen him as a serious person and a doctor and a Rotarian and all of that. And then, I don't even think he realized we were all just watching him more than the cricket. He was sitting on top of the sofa, not on the sofa on the seat, but on the backrest, and tense and watching, getting excited like a child when every West Indian wicket was falling. And 1 hour before the match got over, when all of us had decided that we are going to lose the game, 1 hour before the match was over, Dr. Shirish Sheth goes and puts a bottle of champagne in the fridge saying, "We are going to win this match."
And he's a teetotaler, mind you.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. I'm sure we believe every bit of it. I've seen his excitement for cricket, and or most of us, we have experienced it. So great. It was very nice of you all to join in from Dubai, right?
Yes.
Doha.
Dubai now. Now Dubai.
We were in Doha. Now we're in Dubai. Last 20 years.
Oh, okay, great.
Saloni is in Vietnam. They are in Dubai. So it's...
Okay,
well,
great.
Well, if it's golf, I think Ami should be equally passionate because he's a ace golfer.
Oh, he has won the golf there in Cambodia, in India, all India golf without this question, terrific golfer.
Wow, excellent. Congratulations.
Yeah.
Great. So I think we can come to the close of the program. Oh, Dr. Laila Dave wants to say, so maybe she will have the last word now. Dr. Dave, please unmute yourself and go ahead. We can't hear you, Dr. Dave. You need to unmute yourself.
I'm unmuting her. Give me a minute. Ma'am, try from your end. I've given you the co-host permission. Just try once more. Huh?
Yeah.
After listening to everybody, sir, all I have got to say that, sir, Dr. Shirish.
We can't hear you. There's too much echo. Is there another instrument also on in the same room?
No.
No, ma'am, no. Ma'am, just speak a little louder.
Okay.
She's outdoor, I think.
No, I am indoor very much. So, Dr. Shirish Sheth, respected sir, I have been trained under him. All I can say is, he's a great teacher, great human being, great surgeon, and a great Rotarian. So today I feel that if I have some little skill, it is all due to him. And sir, I hope you remember that in 2007, 2008, when I became the president, you had come for my installation. So
I remember very
that's
well.
what I want. Yeah. Thank you, sir.
God bless both of you.
So maybe we will now call the meeting to an end with the note that, sir, don't forget you have to come for my installation when I become president of my Rotary Club, and you have to come and pin me, and you have to give a big donation also. Project.
I will come, but you said 2026.
Yes, sir, and you're going to be there and you're going to come.
You will have to apply for my longevity, whatever.
It is already applied and approved.
Inshallah, but without iota of doubt, I'll come with ifs and buts.
No ifs and buts. You're going
That is what if I'm in this world, that's all.
You're going to come and you're going to give me a big fat check.
Of course. Done.
Okay.
See, I have madam's approval, then abhi to kaam ho gaya.
Yeah, bilkul.
All those friends of mine who are not members of Rotary Club, please connect with me. I hope you all have got convinced today to become a member. Dr. Prema, there is no reason why you cannot be a member. And Dr. Prarthana, everybody, please do join Rotary. It is a fantastic platform. It has given me a lot in life. It has given me a family. It has given, I can say I have 75 people who are willing to suffer me and endure me, but won't leave me. So it is that good a family that I have. And I hope all of you will join, because you give so much and you get a lot more back in return. So thank you on this note, and hope to see all of you next weekend or next Wednesday at 7:30 p.m.
Okay, good night.
Thank you
Good
once
night.
again, sir. Thank you, madam. Thank you,
Good
Saloni.
night. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Sweet of you. Very nice.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Oh. Thank you so much.
Kavita, nice to have you. I forgot to, you didn't make a...
Dr. Prarthana ma'am, you can now unmute. Ha, you are unmuted now.
Yeah. Thank you, Sangeeta. Sir, thank you.
Kavita, thank you. Thank you.
Kavita, I didn't see you on the screen one. You could have also made a comment.
I thought too many people were there, so. But it was a good show, Sangeeta. You did it very well.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
And you spoke very well about Sir.
Thank you.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
So ma'am, should I close the
Yeah.
program now? Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Amit.